Welcome to the Moore Realtors Weekly St. Louis Real Estate Market Update. I'm Dennis Norman, one of the brokers at Moore, and if you'll give me a few minutes of your time, I'll bring you up to date on what's happening in the St. Louis housing market. Let's jump right in with the real estate news. Here are some of the headlines from stlouisrealestatenews.com. This is St. Louis's best local source of news and information on the St. Louis real estate market. Headlines this week included one about homeowners challenging their property taxes on their homes due to homes continuing to be overassessed by the assessors. An article by a local mortgage banker that discusses whether or not parents of college-bound kids should consider buying an investment property in that college town versus putting the money into a dorm rental, and also with a mortgage interest update, rate update, which we have weekly. An article about the existing home sales in June, reported by National Associations of Realtors. They reported a drop. However, I like to look at the actual home sales, which takes out the seasonal adjustments they do. And when we look at that, we can see that the home sales for June was actually the highest we've seen in 12 months. So that's kind of the silver lining on that. And finally, there was another article about new home building permits as well as new home starts increased in May somewhat. And then a little discussion by me on whether or not there's a new home shortage coming. This is kind of interesting. I've been influenced over the last few months by some things I've been reading, and I've kind of changed my tune on this. You can get all this and much more at stlouisrealestatenews.com. Now let's jump into the market data for the week. The first three charts I'm going to show here are all for the St. Louis metropolitan areas, the whole entire St. Louis MSA. And we can see here that, and this is all weekly data, the median price for the metro area is about the same, $184,000. Average asking price per foot is $100 a foot. The days on market that homes have been on the market is about 104. That's pretty much the same as last week. And if we jump down here to our trademarked market action index, we can see that it's a 12 this week, same as last week. And a reminder is 30 would represent a perfectly balanced market. And this is taking into account the inventory of homes on the market, sales prices to list price ratios, absorption rates, new listings, withdrawal. It takes into account a lot of things and then kind of analyzes the market. 30 means it's balanced. Doesn't really favor buyers or sellers. Everything's pretty harmonious. Anything above 30 is a seller's market. The more above 30 you get, the more of a seller's market it is. It peaks out at 60. And below 30 is a buyer's market. And the lower it gets, closer to 0, the colder it is. And we can see it's pretty darn cold at 12 here. When we move forward, this is a chart that I did that shows what the market action index has been for the past 3 years. And we can see it's bounced around, but in the last 3-year period, we've hit our low for it, our coldest point, about the third quarter of 2010. Peaked early 2011, and it's pretty much trended down. We're bouncing around here a little bit, trying to go back up a little bit. This shows what, for the St. Louis MSA, what median home prices have been doing over the past year. The orange line is an average, a 90-day average, so it shows a little smoother line, a little longer trend. The 7-day one is the black line is a 7-day average, which shows it's quicker to react to the market. And we can see that over the past year, the median home prices definitely dipped around the first quarter of this year and have been on the rise. But we can see how the black line, the 7-day adjustment, we can see how it's starting to, here in July, trend down. So it might be indicative of it going back down a little bit. We'll have to keep an eye on it. We can see going back here to early this year, we can see how the 7-day line started to go up even when the 90-day line was coming down. Now the 7-day line bounced back down and then started heading up, but we can see how this was like the leading indicator. The 7-day average was showing us where this was going to go longer term, which is what it did. So this could be the same thing. We'll have to keep an eye on it. Now these next charts I'm going to show zooms in on the St. Louis market, more of the core market. It's what I call the St. Louis 5-county area. It includes the city of St. Louis County, St. Charles County, Jefferson County, and Franklin County. So all these charts represent those 5 counties combined. First one here is shows median home sales prices as well as the median number of days to sell for the past 12 months. The green line is sales prices. We can see while that flattened out and bottomed out in the first quarter of this year. It has been trending upward for this 5-county area, for the St. Louis area. And days on market bottomed out about a month or so ago and has been trending upward a little bit. This chart shows the same data, but it's just year to date, so a little more focused, and we can see what's going on there. Now this chart doesn't show doesn't represent market value, but more market intelligence. This shows how good a job the sellers are doing with pricing their homes accurately, or in most cases, how good a job are the real estate agents doing that are listing those homes in terms of pricing them right, because this is the ratio of what those homes sold for versus what they were listed for. The green line, the lower line here, shows the sales prices versus their original list price when they first hit the market. It doesn't take into account price reductions along the way. The blue line takes into account pricing adjustments along the way, so it shows the ratio of what the sales price was at the time of sale versus, what the sales price was versus the list price at the time of sale. And so we can see back here a year ago, there's a pretty big gap here. It narrowed down in the spring, so it looked like these two things were drawing closer, so it looked like sellers were probably pricing their homes a little more accurately. And we can see going into July here, the ratio is up well into the 90s, above 95%. So showing that homes are selling for upwards of 95% of what they're currently listed for. However, we can see though that compared to their original list prices, that's dropped back to about 70%. So it shows sellers are still hitting the market unrealistically to start with, and that's why for a seller you need to find an agent like one of our team at Moore that really understand the market and that have enough confidence and have enough access to the right data and enough confidence in their interpretation of the data to stand up to you and tell you that no, that's not going to do you any good to overprice your home, especially when homes are going down in value every day. This is the same chart and shows on a just a year-to-date basis what's going on, and again we can see that clearly in the last couple of months the sales prices are increasing in terms of what ratio of the list price they are. This next chart is a 10-year look at the median list prices and median sales prices for the 5-county area. The blue line represents median list prices. It peaked in 06 and has been pretty well trending downward, and then this past year it's kind of flattened. Green line represents the median sales prices. It peaked maybe a little late 06, early 07, and is trending downward. And we can see here in the last year seems to be trending even more so downward. When we go to the year-to-date chart, it's a little more pronounced. So sales prices are coming down, but in general the list prices are going up, which once again shows sellers may be not totally in tune with the market. Now what I've given you here is a quick snapshot of the overall St. Louis market. At Moore Realtors, we have the knowledge, experience, and resources to counsel you, help you interpret the data, and tell you what it means to your particular situation. We can prepare custom reports and charts for you so you can stay on top of home prices and market activity in your neighborhood or area you're interested in buying a home on. Click on the chart to see complete market data. In addition, we publish a free monthly newsletter that is packed with information, news, and resources on the St. Louis real estate market. You can sign up here on our website to receive it monthly via email, or you can click on the newsletter here and be taken to a site to sign up. And finally, my partner John Williams and myself, along with our team of dedicated real estate professionals, are here to use our experience and knowledge to help make your next real estate transaction a successful one, no matter how challenging your situation may be. Click on our photos to find out more about us. Thank you, God bless you, and I'll see you next week.